Alright, so this is the snake in the tank prop. It's several years old, and the snake itself, as you can see, has seen far better days. But these are all silicone? No, it's not silicone, it's latex. These are all latex props, and this is something you can get off Amazon or eBay. The snake itself is pretty common, about 30 bucks. That's all it was. I bought that and I built the prop around it. It's got actuators in it that make the head move up and down, and then also strike where the head comes out. As you can see, the snake's seen a little bit better days, but I do have some ivy, fake ivy that I put around it, and it camouflages. It's conditioned pretty well. Usually a haunted house is pretty dark, so I haven't had the need to fix it, but definitely somebody else wants to pick it up and put a new snake in there. It's basically gluing a new snake in there and setting it up. So just like before, it runs off power and 1/4 inch air line. Pretty much all the props are air and 1/4 inch air line. Let me hook that up real quick here. Okay, and I'll turn my air on. So when the prop is at rest, it's basically just oscillating, ready to strike when it gets a command. It's fairly simple. I have this wire going to a controller, that's why it's really long. But just like the other props, it's really simple. It's 2 wires that touch each other. So you imagine somebody walking by and somebody either with a button or some kind of other mechanism to trigger it, touching the 2 wires together, the snake comes out and strikes. The beauty part of this is this was an acrylic aquarium that I cut down, so it does hold water. So down in this area here, you fill this with just regular old tap water, and there's an air line that comes down in here. It picks up the water, and it actually takes the water and air mixture, and it spits it out of the snake's mouth. And it works really good, and since there's so much water in here, it basically will last the whole night. And it doesn't spray a lot of water on people. It's like a fine mist, but since it's coming out and reaching out and touching them, it freaks them out quite a bit. Let me just show you the back here. This thing's got actually a lot of stuff going on. So we got a power supply in here running all the electronics. It's got 4 air solenoids. It's got the little timer board that's oscillating the snake. So basically when it gets the command to strike, it will make the snake go all the way up in the full up position. So this will be pushed all the way in the up position. Then once it's there, the snake will strike. It used to actually also have a complete tank where the lid would open on the tank and the snake would come out. So if you saw the early videos when I first built it, there was an actuator in here that pushed the tank lid open, then the snake would come out of the lid. The window would get fogged up from all the misting, so a lot of people I noticed were missing the snake because they couldn't see it through the tank. So I finally decided they're missing the prop. I cut it down, forgot got rid of the pop-up lid, and just have the snake. So they're walking up, they're coming right for it. They have to walk by it, and it's looking right at them. And then as soon as they get closer, you have a way of just simply triggering 2 wires, and you get in touch, and you got the snake popping out and spitting a fine mist of water. And it'll happen until you take it off. So this is a great prop to manually trigger if you have somebody sitting in a chair nearby that can watch the action and just push a button. Due to the condition of the snake and not replacing it, I generally kind of like to put it in a cool jungle environment. So I have a ton of this plastic fake ivy, and I put that all around the tank and the table. So basically, the snake is pretty much what people focus on when they come up. And when they're walking right up on it, in the dim lighting that you have in a haunted house, it really has not been a big issue for the snake to actually be in its condition. But definitely, if I had a new project I was doing and really into haunted house, and I picked this up really cheap from somebody, I would say it'd be worth it to rip this snake out, and put a new one in its place. Just be careful to put it in the same way that it came out, and and it should be fine. This one lasted at least 6-7 years before it started falling apart, just because the latex rubber, it just rots over time.